By default, cy.server will pass all requests to your backend. Now, that's a great configuration when we want to do full end-to-end testing, but oftentimes we'll want to mock our backend to ensure that we get known data for our tests. So, how do we make sure we stub out every request our application makes? If we pass the option force 404 to cy.server, Cypress will ensure that any route that isn't stubbed returns a 404, breaking our app. So let's go ahead and pass it, and we'll comment out our preload call. When Cypress tries to preload our to-dos, it returns a 404, which breaks our tests because the test expects 2 to-dos to be visible on the page. This is a great way to identify stubs that we haven't yet configured. To see this in action, let's comment these back in, and move on to creating a test where we edit one of our to-dos. When we edit a to-do, we double-click on the text field, change the text, and press Enter. In order to replicate this, let's hit our selector playground, find the selector we need to target, and copy it to the clipboard. Let's append the selector to our test, and double-click it. In our application, when we double-click on a to-do, a new input appears on the page. That input is called to-do, input, edit. If we want to clear the text in it, we can call clear, and then we can type updated, to-do, and then the special key enter. Back in Cypress, we see that we targeted the label. We double-clicked it, which caused the new input edit to appear on the page. We targeted that, cleared it, and then typed updated to-do, enter. And finally, we see we have a 404 to the request API to-dos 1, which is the update endpoint. The 404 alerts us that we haven't yet stubbed out our endpoint, so let's stub it out. This will be a cy.route. It'll be a put request to the API to-dos 1 endpoint. We'll reply OK, and we'll alias it as update. Now all we need to do is cy.wait for @update. If we return to our test, we'll see that we no longer have a 404, but a 200 for the update. I find it's helpful to configure cy.server with force 404 anytime we aren't directly interacting with our backend.